Alright, so it's week 2 of our indoor plant tour, and there's not a lot of change, but I will show you what we have. So our tomato plant is crazy tall. It's still got some nice green tomatoes, but we've eaten all the red ones that were ready last week. And all over, it's just loaded with flowers still. Like, I'm not sure how I'm gonna support a tomato way up there. And the peppers are starting to turn red, which is really exciting. That little one in front, we're gonna be picking that one soon. Now these potatoes are crazy. I just tied them up, I wanna say less than 2 weeks ago. It could be longer, you know how time goes. But look at, since I tied them up, how tall they are. At the very most, it was 3 weeks ago. It couldn't be longer than that because it was before Christmas break. I mean, it was after we came back from Christmas break. Now this is our cutting that we've grown since the beginning of the, like, mid-September. It's got a couple small tomatoes, nothing ready to eat anytime soon. But it's doing well. Our basil is the exact same. It's grown more and we've eaten more, but it pretty much looks the same. Now a very sad thing that I noticed today is somebody snapped off one of the fruits. We have one more down here. The only wonderful thing is that we do have some blossoms coming on again. I know this is a very, very sad looking little tree, but I'm hoping he grows up and does great. So the last thing in here are these pots of peas. Now this one was grown planted a few days before that one. This was grown by 2 older girls and this was by a couple little boys. And I have a feeling, I watched them and I thought they did it fine, but I have a feeling they were poking those peas down way too far because they're not coming up. So I'm gonna replant that one when nobody's looking. This one, some of the peas around the edges have come up a lot faster than the ones in the middle too, so I have a feeling the same thing happened there. Maybe they planted them a little deep in areas. That's okay. The one I planted at home, same varieties, all 3. They're all coming up uniformly, so I think it's a matter of planting depth. And then the last thing we have in here to talk about are the 2 trays of radishes. These are just for a student project, but they're looking pretty healthy. So inside the classroom, we have this tomato plant, which is a cutting of the other cutting. And I would say it was 7 to 10 days that was looking a little wilted, but now it's looking great. I can tell that it's rooted and it is growing again. Over here, because I can't control myself, I have 2 more in water, waiting for them to sprout roots. Not sure really what I'm thinking, but we'll see what happens. And then these are these take forever to get rooted. These are finally getting little white roots on the end of them. I'm just not sure how big I want them to get before I try to pot them up into soil. So these are non-edibles, these are house plants. And we've got several wandering Jew that we've been taking clippings for the students. So all the little clippings were supposed to be Christmas gifts, but we had to quarantine. So they'll take them home eventually. I do have some artichokes over here, hoping they'll germinate soon. And some onions. One of the pots already started to, so I took it out of here so I could put it in the window so it would get more light. I do have grow lights that I'm going to be turning on and putting in the grow house with all of the seedlings. With the fungus gnats that we have, I'm a little hesitant to get that started until we get those under control because I don't want any damage to my plants. But at this point, I haven't seen any damage. So hopefully there's not so many of them that we can't just wipe them out pretty quickly and move on with life. Or I actually have 2 more. Oh no. I have a pot of peas at my house, a pot of carrots at my house, and 2 bags of onions that have germinated at my house. And they're actually living in my closet. I had them outside and the weather turned quite cold. Like, we don't get snow here, and there was like a chance of snow, very, like, our elevation is sea level, very close, you know, just a slightly elevated chance of snow here. And so it's pretty cold. And so I brought them all into my bedroom, stuck them in the closet with a grow light, and they're doing fantastic. So I will show you those next week. So until next time, see you later.